What's going on, Sooner Nation? The running back room for Oklahoma going into this season was definitely intriguing because for the past couple of years, we got on this show and we told you that the running back room was probably going to be one of the deepest and best rooms for Oklahoma when you absolutely needed to get a play on offense. So the running back room could be a room that you absolutely leaned on. And it hasn't been that over the past 2 years. You've had a lot of guys that have been injury stricken, and it's kind of really put this room down since Eric Gray has left. And uh, going into the offseason this year, I've been very cautious about being super optimistic, but it feels like the Oklahoma Sooners have a couple of young guys who are rising stars in that room. And then you have Jaden Ute who transferred in. And well, I think that kind of speaks for itself. So I want to talk about the running back room today. And I want to get some of your guys' thoughts because there's one specific guy in that room that I think could end up being a breakout true freshman this year in all of college football. You heard that right. So jump in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts and let me know if you agree with me. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and you don't want to be missing out on any of this content. So just make sure you're subscribed. It's completely free. But let's talk about the running back room for Oklahoma here because it's an intriguing position because, you've had the injuries that have kind of put this room in flux over the past couple of years. Since you've lost Eric Gray, I don't think you've had a 1,000-yard running back since then. You've kind of been looking for an identity there. And a lot of people have been upset with DeMarco Murray. I think when he was looking at Ohio State, you had some people that maybe thought it was time to move off of DeMarco Murray, but ultimately he was retained. And so this is what you're left with, right? You've got a running back room with Javonte Barnes, who has been here for a while. He's been a foundation piece. And if Javonte Barnes is able to be healthy, he's a really good, solid running back. I don't think he's a running back that's going to go get you 1,000+ yards, but he's a running back that can be, a good first, second, or third down back. You did lose Gavin Sawchuk, but you have his brother Gabe Sawchuk still in that room. You've got a guy like Jaden Ute who transferred in from the University of Cal, and he was a completely dynamic athlete out there, a guy that was regarded as a potential high-end draft pick in the NFL when he decided to come out. When in 2023, he had 245 carries for 1,300 yards. Last year, you saw Xavier Robinson, who came on late to the scene. Everybody had their own quarrels with that. We're not going to dive more into that than we already have, but Xavier Robinson looked like a future star in that room. Then you had Taylor Tatum, the 5-star running back that came out of high school and just having issues holding on to the ball. But you can definitely tell with his speed, extremely talented kid. Then I look at a true freshman that they got this year that has been getting a lot of hype out of high school. And obviously, I want to talk about Jaden Ute, but we'll talk about him towards the end. We'll talk about Tory Blaylock for a second. So, if you guys remember, Tory Blaylock was the number 268th player according to the 247 composite rankings out of high school, 4-star player out of Atascosa High School in Humble, Texas. He had over 42 offers. He had offers from like Alabama's of the world, the Georgias. Like Tory Blaylock was wanted by everybody. His dad, Derek Blaylock, was a former SFA running back, played in the NFL from 2001 2007. His brother Travion Blaylock was a University of Wisconsin safety, and Talon Blaylock is a Sam Houston safety, and he also has a younger brother who is got an offer from Oklahoma. Now, the question is, is Tory Blaylock going to be able to make an impact this year in the running back room? I want to point to fall camp a little bit. Jaden Ute already is got a minor injury. It's already kind of been reported everywhere, so now I'm okay to talk about it. But Jaden Ute had it was something with his AC joint, and something like that makes you wonder if you're going to have to use Tory Blaylock a little bit farther into the season. Maybe even in that first game, do you sit Jaden Ute and have to turn to a guy like Javonte Barnes? And is Taylor Tatum going to be healthy? But Tory Blaylock has been a guy that all fall camp you've heard nothing but great things about. And coming out of high school, he ran a 10.62 in the 100 meters. He ran several sub-11 second 100-meter times as a junior. This is a guy that's got track speed. He's a home run. And he put on 11 pounds from the spring to the summer. Tory Blaylock is a guy that I could 100% see rushing for 5, 6, 700 yards this year and being a breakout true freshman in all of college football. When you look at All-American true freshmen, he could be it. He could be on that list. Tory Blaylock is super talented. And the Oklahoma Sooners might have themselves in a phenomenal player in that room. And then I look up and down and I look at the depth, right? Especially with what you have in Xavier Robinson, who last year towards the end of the season showed you a lot. You've got a guy like Taylor Tatum who, if he can kind of put it all together, hold on to the ball a little bit better. And then you've got Javonte Barnes for this year. This running back room paired with Jaden Ute, who you got in the transfer portal, who I don't think we talk enough about, even though I feel like he's talked about a lot. I don't think we talk about enough of him because between him and Mateer, I think they give you probably 3 wins on last year's schedule. You probably win the Missouri game. You probably win the Tennessee game. And you probably win the Ole Miss game. I think those 2 alone get you 3 more wins. You can call me crazy. You can tell me if I'm nuts. But Jaden Ute, last year before he got hurt, in 2022, 170 carries, 897 yards, 8 touchdowns. 23, 245 carries, 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns. In 24, before he got hurt, 116 carries, 385 yards, 4 touchdowns. On the receiving end of the game, this is where I think Oklahoma's really been lacking, probably since Joe Mixon left. You've really been missing that dynamic back that can be a pass catcher for you out of the backfield. And this is where I think you're going to see Oklahoma run a lot of 2 running back sets. And this is where I think Tory Blaylock can potentially get a lot of time because Jaden Ute can be a guy that can run out and to be a wide receiver out of the backfield. And so you look at him in 24 receptions for 222 yards, 1 touchdown. In 2023, he had 26 receptions for 196 yards and 2 touchdowns. In 2022, 46 receptions for 321 yards and 3 touchdowns. So overall, to say it, I really like where the running back room currently is. And I don't think it can go understated that I think Oklahoma definitely has probably one of the best running back rooms on paper in college football. Jaden Ute helps a lot with that. But going out there and get a guy like Tory Blaylock on the recruiting trail and seeing what he's been able to do so far from spring to summer to fall camp, I think that goes a long way with getting excited about Oklahoma's running back room. So I want to hear from y'all. Join the discussion. Jump in the comments below. Give me your thoughts about whether or not you agree with me on Tory Blaylock or even about the running back room in general. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like and you hit that subscribe button.